What's up, everyone? Welcome back to No Warp Gate to Grandmaster. Before I left off on the series, I discovered that there is actually a lot of merit to this build order. A lot of builds are very strong. You get a lot of supply early. I even invented my favorite PvT build ever. Let's keep going where we left off. First game of the day is going to be against Ark, a Master Zerg player on Golden Aura. Now, let's see. I had a couple of inspiration points for today's episode. First of all, I wanted to make... I feel like I need to explain like all my lore behind this. So back in the day when I was playing TVZ, this is like 10 years ago, literally, maybe even more. I had this idea of playing against Zerg and having 3 separate rallies for your barracks. So the strategy I had in mind, obviously on this map it wouldn't work, but on some maps the main, the natural, and the third, or maybe the natural third and fourth base would all have different attacking points. So let's say you would have like 4 barracks rallied here, 4 over here, and 4 over here. So you could just like non-stop attack 3 locations at once. And this is obviously a pretty crazy idea. Back in the day, a lot more crazy stuff could work than now, admittedly. But I did always think it was a really cool idea. I never really got around to execute it, never found a really good build order for it. But I think with this challenge, we can do something like that with Protoss. Like what I had in mind is that I just make like flower constructions all over the map. So I have like a pylon here with 4 gates around it and maybe 1 here. And then I can start rallying to different bases over and over with like mass zealots or something like that. Now this kind of look like we're being cheesed already. This is most likely an early pool. Let's see. Oh, that's actually a straight on 12 pool. I guess I'll make a second gateway over there. That's not the best gateway positioning, I think. I'm just going to start a zealot right away. How do I want to defend this exactly? Maybe I can distract him a little bit. No, I can't. So yeah, I guess I'll just make another pylon over here. We should be fine. I guess I'll mine a little bit of gas, mostly just because I have too many probes anyway on the minerals. I do know that it's not that great to chrono boost this zealot, but I might be being a little greedy here. Okay, this is actually going to be quite... The link should be like right here. I mean, it's a big map, so we should be safe. Oh my god. Please do not freaking try that at home, guys. No matter what you do not try that at home, okay? Oh god, I love you all thing. What the hell is wrong with this guy? Why would he play with his life like that? Now, all you have to do is just move the zealot back and forth a little bit like this. And I'm gonna start a couple adepts behind it as well. He's making a lot of zerglings, by the way. Let's see. Should be able to attack this decently. I can actually use a probe for this as well now. I think I can move out with the zealots and just keep a probe in hold position over here. I feel like that should be okay. These zealots are going to trade well enough, honestly. Don't really have to worry about it too much. And then my adepts are going to finish. And that is going to be devastating news for our Zerg opponent here. These zealots actually doing very, very well. Now, what do I want to do after this? Do I start making the flower constructions already? I think I'm just going to send those adepts across because I'm not quite sure what he would be able to do against it. Now, let's see. What is my own follow-up going to be? I could make another gas, though I'm way more tempted to make a third base instead. Like, the builds with this strategy always work incredibly weird because I don't have warp gates, so I don't have, like, the big burst of money that you spend in one go as you usually would. That's what makes it a little weird. Now, there's no Zerglings here yet. This kind of makes it look like this is going to be a Zergling flood. I guess I'll just start a couple more adepts already. Give those a chrono as well. Now, getting all in is actually quite scary here because I don't have the power to warp in sentries, right? He's going to see my third nexus and be like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And I mean, that's, you know, he would be right to think that because indeed, what the hell is wrong with me? I think I might go for a couple sentries here just in case it's going to be the Baneling all in. I think that's a pretty good idea. I'm going to be able to kill at least 2 of the Zerglings, not the third one, unfortunately. Now I'm going to send this one out on the map already to try and create my flower constructions. I do need at least charge. If I don't have charge, this kind of becomes like a little bit of a ridiculous strategy. I mean, it obviously already is to some extent, but if I don't have charge, walking in slow zealots to every base, that is really not going to be it. I think the first one, I could probably build it right here. I do want it to be out of range. Maybe I could even build it all the way here, to be honest. Why the hell not? It doesn't have to be close, right? We'll build it there. And I'll get a Twilight. I feel like this Overlord might be trying to bait my sentries to come back. So I'm not going to go back because otherwise he could maybe just run into my base and kill everything. So he sees I only have 1 gas. They shouldn't really be that surprising to him, considering he saw when I took my third freaking Nexus. Now, should I? Yeah, I guess I might as well make a pylon there, right? Okay, so you can surround this with 4 gateways, and then I can start rallying a lot of stuff from here. Financially, I was gonna say economically, financially doesn't matter. It's not gonna work out that well because of the early 12 tool. Like the early second gate that I had to build in combination with the 4 gateway units, that's gonna make it a lot harder. Now, ideally, if I execute this strategy perfectly, I think I would have different hotkeys for every little, flower formation that I build, but that might be a little much. I wonder if he's going to allow me to sneak one out here. Like, this is very close. This is very risky by me, but I guess we will see. I think I kind of want to make a dark shrine as well, so I can spend the gas a little better. So this one, I can probably click it across. I haven't really been making anything here, but I've been so focused. Oh, well, he saw that. I wonder what he's going to do about it. I feel like from his POV, this has to look like a blink-all-in of some sort. His Zergling is... Wait, where did the Zergling even go? I'm looking at the minimap. I don't see where the Zergling went. So I'm going to go up to 10 gateways, which is probably a little too much this early on. I feel like this strategy also only works against Zerg, by the way, because Zerg don't get range units very fast, right? So the pilot is actually relatively safe. I mean, at some point they're going to get roaches out, and then that is going to be a different story. Okay, so I'm going to rally all of these over there. Let me cancel those shades. Then I'll rally these two to the front, I guess, and then these 2 are going to go into the third base. That's the plan. It's really not the best execution of all time so far, but it's mostly because I just don't have a lot of money, really. Gonna start chrono boosting these. Charges on the way. Probably upgrade Blink already, just in case it's gonna finish soon. Should I leave the sentries at home? I think I probably should. I think that makes sense. These units are actually... Okay, I mean, normally when they jump on your armor, you would imagine that they're gonna trade efficiently, but he actually didn't trade efficiently at all because he didn't have enough stuff there. Gonna go for a DT Blink too. And here are... This is the beginning, guys. This is the first couple zealots that are going over there. I mean, obviously he's gonna want to kill the pylon, but he actually cannot really. He has to kill the gateways first. So I'm gonna start chrono boosting these. I don't have +1 attack. I really should have gone +1 attack. That would have been so much better. So because of the rallies, I think this should be okay. I also have 1 sentry. Maybe I can wall in these zealots a little more. So that's going to be a more efficient fight. And I mean, this strategy is actually looking very cool, I have to say already. Like, I know this is just like the prototype. This is just the beginning. But this is actually looking very cool. You must be wondering how I'm getting all these units and all these bases all the time. Well, I've only gotten them in 1 base first, but that's because he was, disturbing me at the front. Now, I guess I should probably back off a little bit. Like, I could save a couple more units. Man, there is really starting to be a lot of stuff, everyone. This is coming together way nicer than I thought it would, to be honest. So I'm gonna attack this base. I wonder if he's gonna look at the replay and see that there's like a bunch of random freaking, flower formation gateways everywhere. Okay, these are going to be some nice force fields. Actually going to help me fight against the Zerglings pretty well. I was trying to ambush the queens, but instead the Zerglings are going to be the one paying the price because they have to fight without the queens. Now, this Zealot has 10 drone kills already, guys, which is freaking insane, by the way. Look at this one hero Zealot go. He didn't realize it was going there, and I guess that is one of the advantages of, just attacking in a lot of places at once. Your opponent gets so confused, and especially with a weird strategy like this. I think it's going to be time for me to make a couple DT. How many? 15 kills? Oh my goodness, you're going to have to stop that at some point, my friend. Okay, he did stop me on both fronts now, so I think it would be really nice for me to get a couple DTs out here so I can stop dying. If I got +1 attack, like he does have +1 and I didn't. +1 attack is so important. 18 kills on that freaking Zealot, by the way, which is crazy. Am I getting it? I'm not gonna get a DT out here, unfortunately. I might have to repower that one later. And maybe I need like another setup as well somewhere. I think that would be really nice. This one, well, not gonna get a DT out here, unfortunately, so that is going to be painful. Might be able to kill this hatchery, barely not gonna get it. I really wonder how this one would have went if I did have the +1 attack, because it makes such a big difference against the Zerglings. Okay, DTs are gonna be attacking that side now. I'm gonna give those another chrono. He's gonna be attacking my base. Obviously makes a lot of sense. Let's see if I can try to defend it with a couple of Zealots and DTs. I feel like the DTs should be very, very good here. So this base is going to die now. Actually, did he see the DTs that fast? That was actually kind of impressive, wasn't it? It looked like he saw the DTs before I even attacked anything, which is pretty freaking crazy. I don't have a battery overcharge, unfortunately. I'm just going to click those back for now. He is morphing an Overseer, I believe. I think I heard it somewhere. I don't know where I heard it, but I'm pretty sure that I heard it. I'm going to be losing so many freaking probes here, guys. This is going to be a little bit of a tough defense. Okay, battery overcharge comes online now, which is super nice. Here we go. We're going to be able to trade decently against those. I still have my base is alive. Surprisingly enough, my third base is actually still alive here, which is pretty freaking crazy. I like I was going for the DT shrine. I don't really think that's going to have that much impact now, to be honest. But I guess, you know, they did the trick for me, so I should be happy. Maybe I can start a couple more DTs. I'm not quite sure if it actually worked. I'm going to hold position this one over here. Now, I do have 5 Nexuses, which is the crazy part of all of this. But not necessarily going to be confident here in the rest of this game, of course. Oh, he did find my DT there. Oh, I was hoping I could maybe escape with that DT. Sadly not. So I have 42 probes. I killed my... I'm going to make an Archon here. I killed my opponent's 4th base. I don't think he could have snuck another one in the meantime, but who knows, really. I think I should probably go for a Templar Archives now, because I have a little bit of gas saved up. I can saturate the gases as well. And then slowly but surely, I should be able to build a gas bank and get some Archons out. I feel like Archons should be extremely nice. We're going to start rallying those across again. And I mean, so far, it doesn't look like the best strategy ever, but I feel like we also didn't execute it super, super well, right? So I don't think we can complain about the strategy too much. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing against those Ravagers, though. Ravagers are going to be extremely scary here. Let me try saturate this base. I guess I'll click 2 Zealots into the natural just like that. He doesn't have speed on those roaches, by the way, which is very notable, of course. I'm going to start saving some units over there. Maybe a couple sentries would be nice as well. I'm actually going to start Storm, which is a little crazy, but I guess, you know, might as well at this point with all the gas that I have. These are a lot of Zealots, though. Look at this. These Zealots are trading pretty efficiently. He's even kind of owning himself a little bit with the Ravager Gokuns. I'm going to fall back with these for now because I need a couple more reinforcements. I think it's actually going to be very close here, to be honest. Like, this is going to be a tough army to stop. I have a couple of units coming in from the back. I do not want to walk into the bios, of course. I might actually need a couple more gateways here. Let's see. He might try to push through, but the couple Zealots from the back are actually so huge, by the way. They're going to body block them really hard. Let me see if I can focus fire that one. Can I get that one Ravager? Gonna be... Oh, I thought I... How did I not die? That was actually very surprising that I didn't die. Here we go. Let me target that one Ravager as well. He's going to try to go for the Archon, but I cannot really lose this Archon. If I lose this Archon, I think that's going to be the match. If I can get over here, that's going to be really nice. Okay, Archon is going to be healed up now. But I think the Ravagers might be able to break... This Archon is doing so much freaking work. This Archon has 73 kills. What did I just see? How is that even possible? Guys, I thought he was going to say like 25 or something. That Archon has 73 kills. Well, I guess you could say that that was a decent decision making that one. Oh my god, that's actually absurd. I never thought I would see that. Holy cow. Should probably make a couple more of these, huh? Oh, that's way too many links. I kind of wonder if he did sneak another base or if I just lost too much stuff in the meantime, because I think I really did a decent job of denying the eco. But he still had so many freaking Zerglings, and it does look like game number 1 is heading towards a loss. I am losing all of my production in the top side. And even though my strategy was pretty freaking epic, to be honest, it still wasn't the right version, I guess. He has 2-1 upgrades, so I'm gonna lose a lot of probes to these. My Archon and my Zealots got stuck there, killing a couple. Let me try to recall these. I'm gonna be able to save a couple. Need to be as clutch as I possibly can. I do wonder if he took maybe like the gold base in the bottom left or something at some point, because he has a lot more stuff than I realized, and that is going to be it. GG, well played to my opponent. He had this base. No, he only had 57 drones. I guess he was just really all in all the time. Didn't really make a lot of workers, and I think I just threw away a couple too many units. Like, if we're gonna look at the units lost here, guys, exactly, we are down 6.2k against the Zerg player. So even though the strategy is very cool, I guess there was a reason why I never tried it with my Terran back in the day. I'm not gonna give up on it, but first of all, guys, or lastly, let's praise this freaking Archon with 92 kills. Can you imagine what this game would have looked like without this freaking Archon? Let's go to game number 2. And game number 2 is against a Protoss player. Now, I don't quite remember what our PvP builds look like. I feel like the PvT, I have a pretty decent idea, especially because we had, like I mentioned in the intro, we had one specific build that I really, really liked against Terran. But PvP is a bit of an awkward one. Maybe I should just cannon rush. Doesn't need warp gate, right? No, I'm not going to do that, but it's a little tricky. It kind of reminds me of when I started this series, this didn't exist, right? But the SC2 Evo mod, or the SC Evo Complete mod recently, it kind of reminds me of this challenge, or this challenge reminds me of that mod, because you can play Brood War Toss against StarCraft 2 Toss, and then the games are also a little awkward. Like, you kind of open with 2 gateways, start making Dragoons, right? And then eventually you go into the Reaver drop. Now, sadly, that is not a unit that I possess here. Reavers would be very, very nice to have. Reavers are absolutely amazing, but sadly not going to come into play here. Now, I guess I'll just scout how all-in he is. There is one big advantage that I have early on, and is that I skip the warp gate. That obviously sounds like a downside, and it is. But early on, let's say I'm getting all in, my opponent has to mine 50 extra gas, right? And, oh, huh? He's doing that. That is very strange. He's walling his cannon rush on the low ground? That is... Or is he trying to cannon expand? Or does he think I'm a Zerg player? I'm actually very confused now, I'll be honest. I'm extreme... Where's the pilots? Are we getting cannon rushed or not? I'm not quite sure. Well, what I was going to say is that he has to spend a lot more money preparing the attack. Oh, no. These cannon rushes are not good, my friend. I'm sorry. This is... well... I mean... I'm not even sure if I'm going to have to make my point anymore, because I'm pretty sure this game has ended. Yeah, cannon rushes... Is he going to... He's letting them finish? No, just one of them. Okay. Yeah, well... I mean, he did his best. Honestly, I'm of the opinion that cannon rushes suck anyway against Protoss, to be honest, but this was a little extra tragic. Can I block this? Is this a block? I'm actually not quite sure. I think it's barely a block. Out of range of the thing. Let's see. I feel like this should be a block barely. Guess I'll make... oh, he's sending more probes. The reinforcements are here. It's also still not gonna work, but it's, you know... At least there is an attempt here. He's gonna make a gateway. He's trying to wall himself in. Yeah, it's... Ugh, it's starting to look a little nasty, guys. I feel like maybe I should put a... maybe I should not put this game in the video, because I feel bad for the guy, honestly. Like, this is not quite it. It's probably not his best showing of all time either. So I can even block his freaking Nexus. His gateway is just finishing, and I have... well, I could have made a Nexus or extra gateways, but I have 2 gateways and a core already. I would imagine he's going to block that fully, so I can't just shade into the base. He should really cancel that gateway, by the way. Like, at this point, he already has one, so it's not like he needs it for the cybernetics core. Now, let's see. Did he... I don't think that's a wall. Is it a wall? No, okay, it's barely... Oh, that's not what I want to do. Okay, thank goodness. I'm happy for him, because if I shaded in here, that would be freaking devastating. Now, luckily for him, guys, I cannot warp into his base right now. So I guess that is one thing he is going for himself. I'm going to make another pylon here. Wait, can I sneak into the main? I think barely not, right? I think I barely cannot get into the main, unfortunately. Wait, I just realized that cannon is all the way out there. I can very easily kill this cannon with my 2 zealots. I didn't even think about it before, because normally zealots are going to be useless against the wall in right, but here I can just kill the cannon. I can even use my stalkers as well. Do I want to take damage on those? I guess it's probably not that bad. Here, we can take a little bit of shield damage, and then we'll clean it up with the others. I'm going to make another pylon here just to be... Wait, I can actually block him. That's a pretty funny strategy. He's mining this out so he can maybe take that base later, but I can actually just freaking block him from doing that. Okay, so my adepts are even going to help massively in killing this. I'm going to pull this one back, and then I'll pull this one back. Barely losing any real HP. Then I'll start targeting the pylon, and I really think this is going to be it for our friend. Not the greatest showing by him of all time. But to be honest, guys, I can't really blame him, because cannon rushes... Oh, he actually did have the Nexus already. That's funny. Then his block is even smarter. Cannon rushes... I've coached a lot of students in Diamond and Master League. Before you guys ask, I'm inactive right now when it comes to coaching. But I feel like everyone always panics and doesn't really know what to do. And the cannon rush looks really strong. But what I did just now against the cannon rush is literally all you have to do. You put 2 probes in the right position, and you attack 1 probe, or you put 1 probe to attack his probe, and that is pretty much already it. Like, I don't think he could have known that you're supposed to hold cannon rush this easily when you're used to people panicking and all over the place. Now, this still did show that I do have a lot of great counterattack potential, so this does prove a little bit of the strength of the build. Kind of a funny game in between. Let's go for the final game. And we're playing against a Terran. All right, an episode with one of each race. Now, I would like to do that good build again with the proxy oracle that I discovered, but I also want to discover a different kind of build. So I think I'm going to do something else here. I would love to go for some kind of a proxy gate as well. I think proxy gates are, I guess, by definition, nerfed a little bit because you will not be able to warp units in a location where you want from home. So that's just going to make it weaker right away. But I still think it could be a pretty cool strategy. On this map in particular, I've seen Protoss players do some proxy gates on this map. And I think it makes a decent amount of sense. I'm going to try something here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pylon here, first of all, to block the Reaper cliff. And I think it should work out with the money I'll have by the time I arrive to the proxy. And that way, the Reaper is going to take a long time to arrive at my base because the Reaper cliff is walled. And the gateway is going to be literally right here in front of his natural. You are not mining. Now, I think I just want to go for one gateway proxy and then macro behind it, which is a little risky because once again, I won't be able to warp in units at the home. I think I can delay my gas even more and build my nexus faster. This would actually be a very interesting strategy if I would only go for zealots as well. Or is that a little too much? It might be a little too much, to be honest. I'll take a gas now, and then we'll see. I don't have to mine the gas, by the way. It's just that my mineral line is saturated already anyway, so that's fine. Okay, so it looks like we're either playing against a sneaky build or a double gas. So I guess I should at least go for the cybernetics core. Doesn't seem like he's gonna he could still be doing a 1-rex expand, but even then he would probably not be building on the low ground. Probes are very good now, my friend. I'm sorry, so he's gonna lose a worker right away. I actually completely feel his pain there. They buffed the probe a little bit so it has more range. So stuff like that happens, which is definitely a little painful. Gonna credit boost my zealot, make a cyber core before the nexus, of course, because I will need it. Oh my goodness, I'm just demonizing him with these freaking pros right now. This is actually a little tough to watch. Poor Terran. Oh, I hope he doesn't go up here. That would be... wait, can you see the... Sometimes there's a bug where you can see effects on the high ground. Now I'm wondering if he was able to see like the chrono boost or something. That would be insane. So I'm going to save a... Oh, it's a marine actually. I'm going to save a couple zealots over here. If he arrives at my base, it's not even going to look suspicious at all. Let's see. Can I make another zealot? I think not. I think the next unit is going to be a stalker. He's moving across the map? Oh, wait. Proxy Marauder, maybe? Oh, this is going to be something, all right. If he's going for a Proxy Marauder, this is going to be a game and a half. I have no idea why else he would move. I mean, it could be a Cyclone too. But otherwise, I have no idea why he'd be moving that Marine across the map. That is actual kind of insanity. The other Marine is at home. Okay, well, I don't exactly know what's going on anymore, to be honest. The Marines are at home. I do have a Stalker now. One Marine did move across the map, that's for sure. I might be able to kill one of these if he doesn't micro it back in time. Looks like he is going to micro it back in time. Should be able to... Oh, I can barely not reach that. Okay, so these are going to do a very good job. Now, what do I do at home? If he's actually not going for the Proxy Marauder, then I need to start making some production. Maybe I can kill that Marine as well. Yeah, we are going to get that Marine, which is really, really... He's losing so much money here, by the way. Like, keep in mind, this is just a 1 barracks or 1 gateway proxy. I have an expansion behind this. I kind of feel like I can stop mining gas already. I don't really know what he's doing, right? It still looks a little suspicious. But I'm going to try to pull out of gas just because it fits the challenge very well, right? Like, I don't really need that much gas with this kind of challenges. I'm going to make a sentry as well, because sentries are cool. And then if I was smart... Let's pretend I'm smart for once. I'm going to be building... Maybe I should check hidden expansions, by the way. I'm going to be building a battery in my bases. This looks like a decent enough battery. Don't do that, please. Let's see. 4 gates. What do I want to build? I guess a robo could be quite nice. I mean, there's so many options I have right now. Like, DTs flash through my mind. I even could go for a Stargate, start making Phoenixes. Like, there's a lot of options here. I'm not quite sure which one I want to go for just yet. How many units have I built from this, by the way? Like 6 gateway units. That's pretty crazy, you know? So I got 1 battery finishing over here. That should keep me safe against a Banshee at least. And another battery over here should do the same for this base. I think I'm gonna... do an hallucination to scout his main base, and I should probably make a robot. Oh, we found something. Ah, mass cyclones it is, right? Looks like mass cyclones to me. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I guess I'll just bring the homies back then. I don't think there's a point in staying out here. I could try to make another battery, but I feel like it should probably just get killed by the cyclones. So the thing is, what happened here is he went for the double cyclone proxy. I figured something was being proxied. I thought it was marauders. Turns out it was factories. But since he had to waste so much money on mining time and the bunker against the proxy gate, he really got everything out very, very slowly. I think he might try to siege the tank over there. Okay, looks like he did. That tank is way too far back. That's not really going to have any impact, I think, to be honest. The cyclones are going to be way more impactful here. I'm going to go in front of this and start denying some of the reinforcements. I think that would be a good idea. Going to get a couple more gateways up here. Cyclones are really not that strong in, straight on fights. So he needs to be really careful here because they're going to take so much damage. Oh, no. This is what happens when you overestimate the cyclone, guys. You can't even get a little bit close to your enemy's units. Can I? Oh, almost reached that. That would have been sick. Wait, can I kill this? Imagine, I think I'm barely not going to kill it, but I'm still going to do a decent amount of damage to it, which is nice. I'm going to start adding a couple more units over here. He does have a lot of Marines potentially coming across the map soon, so that could be scary. Now, these are the kind of builds that are going to be pretty tough to defend, I think. Like those, you know, all-ins that you kind of want to have Warp Gate against. Going to lose another Cyclone here. There we go. Decent enough micro by me. Only took shield damage and a little bit of HP damage. So one tank is low HP. We know that already. Wait. Oh, no, he's far forward. Oh, that is going to be a tank dying for one Stalker only, I believe. Might lose another one. Doesn't look like I'm going to lose it. Just going to pull it back right now. Going to do a little bit of micro. Should be able to pick off another Stalker, I think, without losing another... or another tank without losing another Stalker, I should say. Dude, one thing I'm doing with this challenge... I wonder if making units without Warp Gate is triggering my Terran brain or something. Because I feel like I'm tempted all the time to scan. Like, I keep hovering over the scan button and trying to scan, but that's obviously not something I can do. Now, I got another... Ooh, that's going to be painful. I got another wave of Zealots coming out here. I think once I got enough Zealots, we can break this. Maybe not kill everything instantly, but... I'm going to be able to kill enough tanks to basically defuse the push, I think. That's going to be the goal here. Let's see, there's one more wave of Zealots coming up. They are slow Zealots, which are obviously not that great. Let's see, Zealots are going to come out in front, and then I just need to make sure to micro the Stalkers decently. Would be good for him to target down the Stalkers. He's not targeting the Stalkers. That is a pretty big mistake. He's going to let me get in there. Stalkers are doing so much damage against armored units, and we are going to clean him up. And I think the build actually got us ahead. And he just said, son of a bee in German, which is kind of funny because I am playing on the US server, but I guess it is what it is. It's so international, this game, guys. It's so international. But there we go. All right. So this episode, I feel like the strategy in general didn't look super convincing. I think we are very strong against the early pushes, but only in the first part of the early push where we get the extra units out. After that, it is really quite difficult to keep up with the unit production, so we might have to either be more aggressive or play maybe a little more timing attack oriented instead of sending units all the time. Like the first game against Zerg was a good example where I felt like I was doing a good job, but you just can't get that many units out without Warp Gate in the same place, right? So there's going to be a couple things we have to work on, but for today, that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed this crazy Protoss episode. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all for the next one. Adios.